we're halfway through Ashley Young's gaffer tapes. By the way, if you were listening on DAB and you would have pressed your green button, you'd have heard everything Ash said in that break.
It weren't a lot to go on.
Imagine if that went out. So before the break, we used up Sir Alex Ferguson and David Moyes. So we've got 2 questions left. You can only use Jose and Antonio Conte. Question number 3, which one of your former gaffers used to get the angriest in the dressing room or on the training pitch?
I think that's easy to answer, because if you see Antonio Conte on the sidelines, well, he was an angry guy, really, and even in in training, I want to say he was worse in the games, but I reckon he was probably worse in training. I don't know why. He just had a way that he wanted players to do certain things, and whether it's in training or in the game, and if you weren't doing it right, like you knew. And obviously the time when I went to Inter, I obviously went in January, and by March it was COVID, so obviously stadiums start to echo when you're...
So it's what?
They echo when you're there, don't they? Yeah.
What?
Echo. So it's you heard him even more.
Oh my goodness.
So he was really, really angry. And I don't think there's a player that didn't get the Conte treatment. It was everyone.
Well, why did you leave United?
For me at the time, I spoke to Ollie at the time, and I left for a challenge of I was going to go and play more. I'd spoke to Ollie, and he said to me that, I wasn't going to play as much as I wanted to, which, fair enough, I understood that. At the age that I was at, and being told that I could go and play, and I will play week in, week out, I didn't want to stay at, I'm one of them players that I'm ambitious. I want to play football. I don't want to just want to sit around and be like, oh, yeah, I'm at United, I'm just picking up money. That's not for me. And, Inter, Conte at the time, he wanted me at Chelsea before I had left United. He rang me and he was like, you're not coming here just to sit here. You're coming to play. And, for me, I was like, I don't want to stay and, just play a bit part at United. That's like I say, that's not me. I've got ambition, and, they were top in Serie A at the time when I went there. And, for me, it was a new challenge to go to a different country, to try a new culture and a different league. And, I enjoyed every single minute of it. Obviously, COVID was at the time, which was, upsetting for everyone around the world. And, but when we was able to play football and, to go out and be able to play week in, week out and then eventually win the title as well was, it was fantastic.
Did you help as well? Sorry, did you help as well that you could speak fluent Italian as well?
I wasn't really fluent. I learned, yeah. I wouldn't say fluent. But
why don't you answer that in Italian?
No, I don't want to.
Did you learn though while you was there? You tried to learn a little bit.
Do you know what? I actually had a tutor, and unfortunately I had one lesson, and then we went into COVID. Then when obviously you're then doing it on the iPad, and other things are taking your mind away from the iPad, the teacher talking on it, I was like, this is not going to work. But as you're there in football, you start to pick up, football terms and the language. And to be honest, I was all right. I could go to the supermarket, I'd go to restaurants and order food. I won't do it now.
No, don't do that.
I don't want to do that right now. But, it was one of them that you have to, as I think as English, you go abroad and you're like, oh, it's fine, everyone's going to talk English. Whereas there was English-speaking players, English-speaking staff, but more so, I actually wanted to learn the language as well.
Could you have gone in? What other clubs came in for you when you left United?
At that time, it was Inter were the front runners, and I said to the club straight away that I wanted to leave. At the time they offered me a contract, which they'll say, but it was on the back of me saying I'm ready to leave. I want to go and play. I've got opportunities to go and play more. And when they actually realised that I was being truthful, that was when they offered me a contract, and I was like, it's token gesture.
Too late.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. That means the answer has to be Jose Mourinho. Which one of your former gaffers made you the most nervous? You don't even answer in case he's listening, right?
No, of course not. Did it? If I had the 4 on the list again, I wouldn't, because obviously you've heard me say about the boss and how he still scares me. But yeah, Jose had that. He had that fear factor, and I think that's because of, if you had anyone at that time that was similar to the boss, I think you'd say Jose Mourinho. For what he's achieved in his career.
Let me ask you, as an outsider looking in, right? So I'm reading in the paper that he didn't get on with Paul Pogba and he didn't get on with Luke Shaw. True?
There were disagreements, I'll say that, which I'm sure has been played out. And there was times where, he didn't agree with the players didn't agree with Jose, and there was more disagreements than not.
With those two players?
Do you know, I would say there was, not just the two players. There was, it happens in a football club that there's disagreements, and I think it was played out in the public more so with Paul and with Luke Shaw, and who more? I think they both had their fair share.
I think with what he's already achieved as a manager, it's only one winner, isn't there? Like he's going to win the argument, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the manager of a football club, so
exactly.
I don't think you're going to get a player that's going to win that argument, to be honest. And like I say, he was the leader of the football club, he was the manager, and whatever he done went.
Just before I let you go, just on the subject of gaffers, Kieran McKenna, who I know was at Man United when you were there, has done an unbelievable job at Ipswich, has been linked quite heavily with not just the job at Man United, but a few other big clubs as well in the Premier League. Brighton being one of them, actually. Has he got enough currently to manage a massive club like Manchester United, or do you think that stepping stone, no disrespect to a slightly smaller club like Brighton, is his next place of work?
I think he's got everything to be a top manager. Like you say, I worked with him at Manchester United and saw how much passion he's got for football, how much love he's got for football, and how he just wants to be successful. So I obviously being linked with the jobs that the Brightons, the Manchester United. Could he go to one of them now? Yeah, I do think he can. He's been at United as a coach. He knows the club. Could he go to a Brighton? Yeah, he can. He's one of the managers that he's seen his Ipswich teams. They want to play football. They want to be expansive. They want to get on the front foot. And I think obviously he's younger than me. Of course, he's younger than me. He's one of them coaches that he just wants to be successful, and I think he's got everything there to be a successful manager at. No disrespect to Ipswich, at a bigger club.
Could he be the next manager of Man United?
I think he could be.
Okay. There's only one thing that's annoyed me about you coming in today.
Go ahead.
And that's I've got to let you go now. Because you have been one of my favourite guests.
One off. I'll take that.
Andy, it's amazing. We've got him for the Euros.
I know, we're very lucky. We're very lucky. You looking forward to that? When do you go out there?
I don't know exactly when.
Okay.
But I'll be out there for sure.
They don't even know what day of the week it is in there. But listen, we are genuinely very, very lucky to have you on board.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be on board.
We can't wait. It's great. Thank you so much for coming in. Could we do it again sooner rather than later? If it's before or even after the Euros, but I'd love to get you in the studio for you.
Yeah, let's do it after the Euros.
We've got to check the budget first. Check the budget.
Huh?
Check the budget.
What's
first.
the budget?
HP.
I'm sure you can work it out. Ash, thank you so much for coming in. A real pleasure.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.